The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we are here with OP Grand National Super Speedway Series as we are rolling into week number 7. Tonight is presented by Mark Mann. Thank you very much, Mr. Mark Mann, for letting us be here tonight. I am your host. My name is KR Stolfus, and not only do we have a race going on, but we have our round of 4 drivers in the bracket challenge. Just 2 more weeks remain in the bracket challenge. Qualifying has gotten underway here. Jeff Crosby Jr. on top of the leaderboard with a 54.58. Joe Herta taking over the top spot, and we're watching Vicente Guerrero make his way around the super speedway. The 14 down along the yellow line, trying to shorten this track up as much as possible. And Vicente Guerrero going to cross the line and put his car into 10th. With that being said, we're going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to roll out for tonight's race here at Talladega. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for this one. On the inside of row number 1, Joe Herda, and on his outside, that is Jeff Crosby Jr. Row number 2 going to be Zach Pritch and Eric Laurie. Row 3, Jimmy Reynolds and Robert Duhart. Row number 4 going to be last week's race winner Trevor Aswarnoff and Les Levy on the outside. Row number 5, Casey Gilchrist, and to his outside, that is the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Row number 6 will be Dwayne Corbett and Robert Thorens. Row 7, David Overstreet and Dave Hunt. Row number 8, Ron Walters and the 44 of Anthony English. Row 9 going to be Derek Donna and Nate Warren to the outside. Row number 10 on the inside, the 85 of Adam Kilday. On the outside, that is the 1 of Jerry Bergeron. Row number 11 will be Harold Rothery and Nick Wing. Row 12, Jeff Crosby Sr. and Kenny Reel. Shane Ward and Everett Lane for row 13. Row 14, Dustin Logston and Mark Mann. Chris Jordan and Sean McCara make up row 15. Row 16 will be Alex Giffen and Andrew Schroeder Sr. And it looks like Chris Jordan and Kenny Reel will be starting from pit road. Field stacked up real nice and pretty like. pace car on the pit road. And here we go. Joe Herta, Jeff Crosby Jr. on the throttle. And we go green flag racing for the first time tonight. Off of turn number 4, Joe Herta and Jeff Crosby Jr. still side by side. And here they come at the line. It's going to be Jeff Crosby Jr. Zach Fritsch dipping down below the yellow line, gathers it back in. So Herta as our race leader now, with Jeff Crosby Jr. tucked into second. Second row has fallen back or come apart just a little bit, but now starting to roll with some momentum and headed into turn number 1. The 12 is Zach Fritsch, looking like he might be able to take over the top spot down the backstretch. Ron Walters, one of our bracket challenge drivers, finding himself all alone. So Walters in trouble early on here. As the pack is coming down the backstretch, they will put him a lap down here before too much longer. We go on board with Robert Thorns. Robert trying to get into the top 10. Shane Ward has the fastest lap of the race at a 49.99. He is the only driver in the 49-second bracket so far into this event. Eric Laurie in the 071 had his nose out in front down the back stretch. Field is 3 wide through the tri-oval, and Ron Walters looming just ahead. One car joining the race now. That is Chris Jordan. So Jordan in the 78. Multiple laps down, now gets back out there. Walters elects to stay on the bottom as the field comes around. Now he moves down below the yellow line and gets out of the way, and Ron Walters goes one lap down. Let's take a quick look at our bracket challenge. Ron Walters versus Eric Laurie, Nate Warren versus Zach Fritsch. Last week's race winner, was the 89 of Trevor Aswarnoff. And now it looks like he is trying to take over the top spot once again. As we battle three wide, coming around to complete lap number 9. On board with the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Kenny Reel going to be the next driver that ends up going a lap down here. And Reel going to drop down. Oh, I believe that was Chris Jordan. That was Chris Jordan we just passed. My apologies. Kenny Reel in the 11, not too far ahead of the pack. Everett Lane making an appearance at the front of the field, the 24. Kenny Reel gets down on the apron, gets out of the way. Good heads up move by the driver of the 11. He's now the first car one lap down. Next one up for the field to swallow up. That is the 18 of Harold Rothery. Rothery just about a half a lap ahead. Oh, trouble, the 53 of Dave Hunt. Adam Kilday, Jeff Crosby Sr., Nick Wing involved. Andrew Schroeder getting a piece of it. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. Looks like the 81 and the 53 bumping into each other is what's going to trigger this one. So our first yellow flag of the night. Coming on lap 13. And everyone makes their way onto pit road. Kenny Reel in the 11 going to get the free pass. Trevor Aswarnoth wins the race off of pit road. Few drivers coming back down pit road to top off their fuel tanks. As the field is racked and stacked, pace car gets out of our way and our first yellow flag of the night about to be wrapped up. Trevor Aswarnoth takes the green flag. We go back racing. Aswarnoth with a huge jump. Everett Lane getting to his back bumper. Now the 89 moves down to the inside. Everett Lane in the 24. With Sean McCara on his outside, those two go running into turn number 1. Ooh, the 89, big time out of shape. Saves it, and we stay green. And now the yellow flag comes out. So David Overstreet goes straight to pit road. Let's see if we can figure out how he got collected. Our second caution is displayed. Mark Mann in the 04 getting the free pass. Our stage will end at lap 35, so we're about 15 laps away from the stage break. Lights have gone out on our Ford Mustang pace car. John McCara in the 71 on the inside, with the 29 of Casey Gilchrist to his outside. Row number 2 going to be the 44 of Anthony English and the 1 of Joe Herda. David Overstreet still being serviced by his pit crew. Not sure if he's going to be able to rejoin this race here tonight. But the pace car heads for pit road. Sean McCara takes control of the field. And the green flag is back out. 2 yellow flags so far in this race. And we get back to it as they head off into turn number 1. "31 cars on the lead lap." The 31 drivers still enjoying that status. Go to the tail of the field here and ride on board with the 04 of Mark Mann. Alex Giffen in the 99 just ahead of him. Field is 3 wide. Third lane's got some ground to make up before it can claim the top spot. But we've seen them do it several times in this race so far. Les Levy in the 62, Dave Hunt in the 53. Those are the first 2 cars in the third lane. And the Les Levy does have the race lead down the backstretch. Drops all the way down to the yellow line. So once again, the third lane showing it can make some moves, make something happen. As the 62 and the 71 now go door to door. Ooh, a little bit of sideways. 71 got a bit out of shape. Stage 1 coming up to a close here in the next few laps. Lap 35 when this stage ends. 71 and the 29 doing battle side by side. Casey Gilchrist trying to get close to the 71. John McCare sliding up to that middle lane, trying to make his car very wide. Les Levy holding that yellow line. Anthony English in the 44 pushing on the back bumper of the 62. Third lane fizzling out just a little bit as everyone's blended back in to two rows. Everett Lane and Dave Hunt staying committed to the third lane for the moment. '62 and the 71. Little bit of contact there in the tri-oval. It looks like everyone settles out. 29's going to slot in behind the 1. Big moment there, hold your breath kind of moment, but we stay green, we keep them on the track and pointed in the right direction. As Sean McCarr slices down to the inside. The third lane being led by Everett Lane, making a charge to the front of the field. Gonna have 3 laps to go on the stage as Eric Laurie gets up out of shape. Eric Laurie losing some momentum, falling back just a little bit here. As Eric Laurie blends in, another tense moment as we're rushing towards the end of our stage. And trouble in the tribal. This time we're not going to save it. Vicente Guerrero involved. Casey Gilchrist. Wayne Corbett. Jeff Crosby Sr. All those guys in the shot right there. And the yellow flag coming out will do it for the stage. They Warren escapes by going through the grass. And everyone making their way onto pit road. We'll let our stage winner make his pit stop before we talk to him. Let's get him pulled up. Let's see if we can't get a word in with our stage winner. Les, you got your ears on?
How you doing, Kay? I'm not sure I'm stage winner. Is that what they're saying? I think it might have been Mr. Shakira.
Oh, well, it looked close to me. I thought it was you.
Well, we'll take it. You know, we'll take it anyway, Kay. How you been, bud?
Not too bad, not too bad. How about you?
Well, you know, hanging out here on a Wednesday night. Rounded up some money from the old boys at Baker's Mark to get the car in the field today. We pulled out an old one, slapped a new wrap on it, and we're out here racing.
Well, cool.
Yeah, it's a lot for you to digest. I know. I know it's a lot for the Kansas boy to try to figure out, but I'll talk. Missouri, Kansas. Well, I'll talk slower like that for you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Carol. What do you need to know?
How's the racing going on out there?
It's been pretty intense. Car feels like it's a little bit slippery for a pretty cool track. So I don't know if it's something to do with the new build or something with the pavement, but hey, we're all having fun.
Hey, that's the point, having fun out there. Well, Les, at 62, looking very fast. Good pit stop for you. Brought you out of among everyone who stopped. Nick Wing didn't stop. So what's your strategy to hold on to this race lead?
Put Florida out and go fast. Hope I don't get wrecked. And if I do, you know what we do? We use that magic button and we go to the back and try it again.
All right, man. Well, good luck in the rest of this race.
You too, my friend. Be good. Thanks for all you do up in the booth.
That is Les Levy, driver of the 62. Maybe not the stage winner. It's hard to be perfect all the time. As the lights go out on our pace car. Field making its way through 3 and 4. Pace car gonna hit pit road this time. And here we go. Green flag is out. We are back underway. Adam Kilday in the 85 and the 89 of Trevor Aswarnoff. They battle side by side into turn number 1. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33 shooting up to the 3rd lane. He's going to have the 15 in tow right behind him. Third lane has been the lane that has seen some of the best runs so far in this race. In trouble in the mid-pack, several cars involved. Harold Rothery, Wayne Corbett involved. Like Nick Wing, Eric Laurie. A lot of cars involved in this one. Jerry Bergeron involved, Shane Ward, Andrew Schroeder. It looks like a bump from the 39 into the 1 is what's going to trigger this one. So yellow flag is out. We're going to step away for a break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, pit stops have been completed and Joe Herta winning the race off of pit road. Chris Jordan going to take a wave around. 78 going to get one of his many laps back. He is down. Fastest lap of the race still belongs to Shane Ward at a 49.99. Out of this race, that is the 46 of David Overstreet. 33 drivers took the green flag tonight. 32 are still out on the track, and of those 32, 31 are on the lead lap. So the front row for this restart will be the pole sitter, Joe Herta. To his outside, that is the 85 of Adam Kilday. Kilday up 17 spots to be on this front row. Then it's Trevor Aswarnoth and Les Levy in the 62. Jeff Crosby Jr. and Everett Lane make up row number 3 for this restart. And as our fourth yellow flag of the night is withdrawn, the green flag is displayed once again, and we get back into it. It looks like the 62 of Les Levy maybe didn't get going. Adam Kilday falling to the wayside as well, losing 2 spots. Kilday trying to regain some lost ground. And so the 85 of Adam Kilday now in the race lead by half a car length. And trouble for Derek Donna. The 215 goes for a short trip down through the towards the inside wall. But we stay green as we work lap 44 of 70. Field coming around to start lap 45. Another yellow flag, fifth one of the night. See if we can't figure out what happened. Casey Gilchrist, Everett Lane, Dave Hunt, Jimmy Reynolds, 29 going up and over. Not sure what happened to the 24, but it looked like he hit a very solid wall. Lost all kinds of momentum. Tucked in behind the 11. And then wham! Something happened to the 24. The yellow flag is out once again with 25 laps to go. Trevor winning the race off of pit road. Lights are out on the pace car. Field making its way onto the front stretch as we get ready to go racing once again. We'll have 22 laps to go. Our bracket challengers, Ron Walters versus Eric Laurie. Right now, Walters in 13th spot, Eric Laurie in 22nd. And then Nate Warren versus Zach Fritch. Those two are running neck and neck. The 16 and the 12 fighting in this bracket challenge. As I mentioned, just 4 drivers remain. Nate Warren starting to pull ahead just a little bit of the 12 of Zach Fritz. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Joe Herta versus Trevor Aswarnoff for the race lead. Last week's race winner versus newcomer. And we have a new fast lap of the race. Shane Ward turning a 49.82. Several other drivers setting their fastest lap of this race as well. So business may be starting to pick up out there. Let's see what happened to Andrew Schroeder. It's like just an accordion effect. Everyone's fanning out, spreading out. And then the 48 gets bumped into the 53. Everyone gets straightened out. And we get slowed down for a 6th time. And while we have a moment, let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket challenge like we were just talking about. Ron Walters versus Eric Laurie. Nate Warren versus Zach Fritch. The final happening next week before we go on our Christmas break. Been a fun little challenge. This bracket challenge has been. Been an interesting race within the race. And it looks like our 2 leaders going to stay out. Kenny Reels stays out as well. They were last on pit road on lap 46, about 5 laps ago. So a little bit of strategy coming into play here with about 18 laps left in this race. Everyone's still going to have to make one more pit stop. Lights have gone out on our pace car. So here we go, field onto the front stretch, pace car on the pit road. The green flag is out. Adam Kilday dropping down to the inside, the 85. And the 89 now running nose to tail. Down to 15 laps to go. And it looks like big time trouble in the middle of the pack. So a couple more cars getting torn up. We're now working our 7th yellow flag of the night. And with the large amount of yellow flags that we have had, Chris Jordan from 6 laps down has gotten back on the lead lap. I'll tell you what, Chris Jordan's got to be pretty darn happy despite everything that has happened in this race. He's now in it and has a shot. He has been digging hard all race long to get out of the hole that he has put himself in. Got a late start. Was 5 laps down when he finally joined the field. He never gave up, and now he is back on the lead lap. Looks like the 126 of Robert DuPont has gone behind the wall. And his night is done. He will join David Overstreet as the only two cars out of this race. Les Levy, after multiple pit stops, going to rejoin the field at the back. Casey Gilchrist in the 29. He's had his fair share of bumps and bangs. So with the lights out on our Ford Mustang pace car, Adam Kilday and Joe Herta make up the front row for this restart. As the pace car gets out of the way, let's see if we can finish this one out without any more slowdowns. Couple different strategies. Some drivers last on pit road on lap 46 as Dwayne Corbett goes spinning in the grass. Feel definitely strung out all of a sudden. Race leader is the 89 of Trevor Aswarnoff. Anthony English, Adam Kilday, and Jeff Crosby Jr. along with Kenny Reel pick up your top 5 right now. Down the back stretch, we got a few drivers dropping below the yellow line. And over half the field just turned their fastest lap of the race. So it is on. Down to 8 laps to go. And the foots are to the floor, and around goes the 33 heavy impact. Nate Warren goes spinning. Sean McCara, Andrew Schroeder. And the 33 keeps rolling. Looked like a bad bump, sending the 33 into the outside wall. So as the field is slowed down once again, we're going to take another break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the lights have gone out on the pace car, we're working our 8th yellow flag and about to go back to green flag racing. All of these crashes, we now have 28 cars on the lead lap. Alex Giffen has gone behind the wall to join Robert DuPont and David Overstreet as now the 3 cars that are out of this race. Pace car hits pit road. Anthony English, Trevor Aswarnoth bring this field to the green flag. Gonna have 4 laps to go when the green flag drops. The 85 of Adam Kilday and the 11 of Kenny Reel running nose to tail down on the yellow line. Ooh, as Anthony English gets a big wiggle. English wrestles control back. Third lane starting to develop. The 81 of Dustin Logston. Lead car in the third lane as one driver decides to test the wall. I believe that was Ron Walters, and the yellow flag comes out again. And we're going to have our first attempt at a green-white checkered. here we go. Our first attempt at a green, white, checkered coming up. Lights have gone out on the pace car. On the front row for this restart, the 85 of Adam Kilday and the 44 of Anthony English. Row 2, the 89 of Trevor Aswarnaw and the 11 of Kenny Reel. And then row number 3, Joe Herda and the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Zach Fritsch versus Nate Warren. We see Fritchie in the third row. Nate Warren buried deep in this field. Then Ron Walters versus Eric Laurie. Eric Laurie in 10th. Ron Walters in 15th for this restart. So that is a close battle between these guys. Anything can happen and the race isn't over just yet. Green, white, checkered attempt number 1. Here we go. Green flag back out. Kilday has the advantage down the straightaway, keeping those left side tires right on the yellow line. And Kilday went for a ride, and Anthony English goes for a ride as well. Well, several more cars have been beaten, banged on now. And just like that, it is flipped. Our bracket challenge, the 12 of Zach Fritsch, sits busted on pit road. Eric Laurie now in 6th place with Ron Walters in 11th. So those two closed the gap very quickly on each other. And with Nate Warren still in this race, The 12 of Zach Fritsch sitting on pit road and not looking in good shape. Looks like Nate Warren will be going to the final round. Now the question becomes between Eric Laurie and Ron Walters, who's going to make it between those pair? The 89 of Trevor Aswarnoth. First car behind the pace car, then the 1 of Joe Herta. 81 of Dustin Logston, the 29 of Casey Gilchrist. 071 of Eric Laurie, and the 9 of Dwayne Corbett. Green, white, checkered attempt number 2, and our final attempt. Pace car gets out of the way. And here we go. Green flag is out and we go back racing. Dustin Logston in the 81. In the second lane, Joe Herta, our pole sitter, and that one has been at the front of the field almost this entire race. Little bit of bumping through the tri-oval. When we take the white flag, final lap. And Joe Herta's holding on to it. Casey Gilchrist, big wreck, and Eric Laurie takes over the race lead. Trevor Aswarnoth with a little bit of momentum. Here comes the 71 of Sean McCara and the 04 Mark Mann. Mark gives a big shot to the 71. And here they come off from the tri-oval, and Trevor Aswarnoth gonna make it 2 in a row. Take a look at our results. Just as soon as they get posted. Eric Laurie is going to advance into the final. And Nate Warren versus Eric Laurie next week in the bracket challenge. Nate Warren ends up beating Zach Fritsch by 2 spots. Nate Warren 22nd, Zach Fritsch 24th. Well, now I don't know who won the race because my timing and scoring shows something completely different. So this one's showing Mark Mann as our race winner. And I have the Trevor Aswarnoth as our race winner with Mark Mann in second. So we'll go on down the list. Sean McCara second, Eric Laurie third, Derek Donna fourth. Fifth goes to Chris Jordan. Great comeback for that drive. Kenny Reel in sixth. Anthony English seventh. Eighth is Ron Walters. Ninth, Jimmy Reynolds. 10th, Les Levy. Jeff Crosby Sr. in 11th. 12th is Vicente Guerrero. Dustin Logston 13th. 14th is Nick Wing. Jeff Crosby Jr. 15th. 16th, Dwayne Corbett. Trevor Aswarnoth randomly placed in 17th spot. Harold Rothery in 18th. 19th, Joe Herta. Casey Gilchrist 20th. 21st, Nate Warren. Andrew Schroeder 22nd. 23rd, Jerry Bergeron. Everett Lane 24th. 25th, Shane Ward. Adam Kilday 26th. 27th, Zach Fritz. Lynn McNeese 28th. 29th goes to Robert Thorns. Dave Hunt 30th. 31st, Alex Skiffin. 32nd is Robert DuPont. And David Overstreet brings up final spot in this field. So this might be handled very easily. Let's just go ahead and talk to the 04 of Mark Mann, who is celebrating on the front stretch. Mark, this KR up in the booth. How you doing, bud?
Hi, you still awake?
No, I fell asleep a while ago.
Oh, I figured you would.
So did my timing and scoring, because my timing and scoring has you in second, but the display has you in first. So can you tell us where you finished?
I finished first, baby.
You
I'll
did?
Take
Well,
I'll take the cheap eat.
Congratulations. Who got second?
Sean McCara. And then third, Eric Laurie.
And then do you know what happened to Trevor?
He had a penalty for passing on the inside on that one restart, and we don't clear those.
Ah, that would make sense.
Yup.
Okay then. Well, there we go. Congratulations on the race win.
Thanks. Are you broadcasting right now, or?
Yeah.
Oh, we're live. We're live to the whole world. Oh my God.
Live. Say hi.
Hi. Hey, do you have a live shot on my car?
Yeah, we're looking at it right now.
All right, cool.
Talent. Takes talent to crash like that.
Bro. You know it.
Well, man, congratulations on the race win. Tell me a little bit about this race that you had out there and the dig from deep in the field.
Started nearly last and stayed last and got into a bunch of wrecks and continued to be last, and kind of got up towards the front there at the end, and then went back to last and started on the restart last just about, and finished first because everyone was crashing in front of me. I saw Anthony take a nosedive down to the apron, so I figured that probably was the safest place to be, and went down. And I was actually committed to push Sean to that. I actually had it in my head. I felt like I owed him one for a previous race that we'd had, and he just got hung up got blocked, and yeah, and then I just passed him, and here I am, destroyed, sitting on the apron.
Well, man, nice job. Congratulations on the race win. Any shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, you know what? It's nice to win on a night not like tonight when we honor the memory of Bill Delaney, Mara's father, Vietnam vet, great guy, and she's asleep, so she doesn't even know what's going on. But thank you for broadcasting, KR, and Zach, and everybody behind the scenes that do all the work over here, and everybody watching.
All right, Mark, once again, congratulations. Nice job.
Thanks, brother. Off to bed.
Yeah, that is Mark Mann getting it done. Now let's move on to our second place finisher, and that is Sean McCara. Sean, congratulations. That's 71. Little beat up, little banged up, but still brought it home in second place.
Yeah, I mean, it was very beat up. I don't think I had a hood at the end of it. It was I was kind of just hoping to hang on at the finish, and it did a little bit more than that. Then kind of really opened up. I don't know how that all happened.
Well, either way, it happened, and now you're in second place with a great finish. Congratulations, man. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything else you'd like to add?
I mean, just shout out to you for sticking through that. That was an interesting race. To the team for helping out. Nate made it to the finals. Who else made it? Was it
Nate Warren
Eric?
and Eric Laurie.
It was Eric. I didn't even notice Eric got a podium. Good for him. So yeah, I mean, congrats to them getting to the finals. So that'll be a good matchup.
All right, man. Well, Nice job. Congratulations on second place.
Yeah, thank you.
Now let's move on to our third and final step of the podium. That is the driver of the 071. And that is Eric Laurie. Eric, congratulations not only on third place, but on advancing into the final of the bracket challenge.
Well, thank you, KR.
Tell me a little bit about your race out there, because it seemed hairy at some points for you.
It sure did, but was able to pull through all of it, I guess. Front part of the race, I was having a blast out there. Then when the caution started, you know, it's getting a little rough, and that one time I got a tore up car, so I had to use a fast repair on that, and I was trying to be as careful as I could to keep the car clean the rest of the race, but sort of didn't work out that way.
Tell me a little bit about what was going through your mind in that last lap.
Well, running that lap, you know, I figured, well, I'm good. I'm going to stay where I'm at. I'll finish 6th, 7th, somewhere through there. So I was happy with it. I had damage to the car. I did not know how much it was going to be able to run. So Jimmy's behind me, and he said he's going to push me whatever pushes I'm going to need. And then on the backstretch, everything went to hell. But I was able to make it through that. I did not know about the 22 that he was black flagged, but I did give him a little bit of room so he could get back on the track there going into turn 3 there. At this point in time, I probably shouldn't have never given him that room.
Well, don't feel bad. We didn't know he was black flagged either. No.
But I had a fun time tonight.
Well, good. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything you'd like to add?
I want to thank you for putting up with us all the time, and we love what you do. We hope you keep doing it, and want to thank my team. They're great tonight, Everett and Jimmy. I'd like to thank the fellas who put this on. It has been real fun.
All right, man. Well, once again, congratulations. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our post-race show coming to an end. I want to thank you all for sticking around and watching, and hope to see you next Wednesday as we crown a bracket challenge champion. It'll be Eric Laurie versus Nate Warren, and we'll also have a race going on in there. So until next week, y'all stay safe. Have a great night.